Hello everybody, welcome to David's Kitchen. We've got the plant, the beautiful capsicum medusa. We put that in a brand new planter. Actually it's a planter nested in a planter because the planter on the outside is from the 1930s. That's from 1930s, this planter is. It's an heirloom. And I love my blue glass and my tribute to the earth and harmony and life and whatever. Today we're going to be making a pasta primavera dish. Yeah, isn't that cool? And it's kind of a neat idea to be able to just start cooking if you come home from work and you want to just unwind. And it's just you're cooking for. Thank you for your attendance, Celery Chef. All right. Now, today we have a really kind of an old celery. You can see it's old because it's bendy, you know. So we're going to rehydrate that. Let's put a little water on it. And cut off the end of it. Put that in the compost heap. All right, let me get the breadboard. I'm going to push all the ingredients forward. You know, I got a really good deal, 99 cents a pound on broccoli. Now that's not organic, but the celery is. Yeah, so the broccoli alone is going to cost you about 30 cents if it's 99 cents a pound. So that was 30 cents. I'm building into a 40-cent scenario for vegetables. Yeah, but I've really scaled back on my carbohydrates. So what I'm going to do is take a box. This is a 1 pound box of ancient grains ronzoni, and non-GMO too, by the way. You can see it right there, the non-GMO label. We're just going to pull a little bit out of those. It's about 20 cents worth. Yeah, because it's for one person. And we're getting a nice tight boil going with just a little bit of water so you can save on energy. I know, it's good stuff. And we're going to use 40 cents worth of chicken. Now, how did I come up with 40 cents worth of chicken? Well, I buy these bags of Tyson's chicken breast tenders. And they're 100% all natural. And Tyson's claims they don't use any type of antibiotics in their chicken. I counted the number of portions I could get into a 2.5 pound bag, which is roughly 2.5 ounces times 16. Actually less than that. I figured 16 different portions into that number, and I came up with a per cost of $5.99 for the whole bag of 2.5 pounds. Comes up to about 40 cents for a portion like this. I'll pull into this. I'm out the base of the bag here. I'm going to pull out of the bag. This is the last of this that I've pulled out. That's pretty efficient use, and you can keep these things in the freezer. And if you're ready to go at any time, pull a little bit out of the freezer. They pull apart perfectly, and they're tender. So that's about 4 to 5 ounces of meat. See that? I'm going to rinse that off. And if it is frozen, you have to defrost it. So that's not a problem either. You can defrost it on the grill. Yeah. Meal for one, awkward. There's a lot of people living in their apartment right now. Hey, you know, you can't talk about anybody like that here in the show. It's a purgeable offense. You can't talk about people that are attacking me. Yeah. Please don't make any references to people who are attacking me here. Thanks. You guys know better than that. Don't put in enemies who are doxing and attacking. Putting their links in the show really isn't helping at all. I mean, you're trolling in and of itself. So you're considered a troll as soon as you post that link. You're not helping, you're considered a troll. You're expanding their horizons, giving them a contact with other people. All right, so I'm going to get some hot water going. And remember, this is not a lot of pasta, so we're going to be using a small amount of pasta. So I'm going to fill up a very small amount of the water. I use filtered water, reverse osmosis. And if you're cooking in a camping environment by yourself, that's about all the water you need right there, about 2 cups. 2 cups will generously make a sizable portion for you. So I'm going to get that going on a burner back here. And I'm going to kick it up to level 6, because that's going to be a quick cook. Meanwhile, I'm going to prep my vegetables. I got a 10-cent onion here too. So I included that in the 40 cents in vegetables. 40 cents in meat and about, I'm going to say 10 cents in pasta. But you can accommodate 30 cents in meat and get 20 cents in pasta, which gets you more food. So it's your choice. If you want to gain weight, then, by the way, pasta Primavera was developed in the 70s. I think a restaurant in New York started developing it, and I don't know if it was Mama Leone's. It might have been Mama Leone's. They were famous back then. It was a recipe that people thought, wow, what a great idea to add a kind of a California nouveau cuisine flavor. And this is the birth of nouveau cuisine, really. Is California started seeing changes in the way people made Italian food. Isn't that interesting? All right, I'm going to rinse the broccoli off. And by the way, broccoli has the least amount of Roundup on it of any vegetable out there. I don't know, something about the fact that they don't need a lot of Roundup in making it. I'm not sure. But I heard that statistic. The less you have pesticides and herbicides in your food, the better off you'll be. All right. Now, this onion is very basic. We'll do the celery first. I'm getting the pan over here on level 3. And get that hot right now before I put anything like oil in it. So, all right, so we're going to put the celery down first, I think. And believe me, this is not hard. You're coming out of your job, you just want to go like this. That's about as hard as it can be. You might see a stalk in there and you go, oh yeah, I'll take that. But the leaves are really kind of unnecessary, but you know, you might like them. They might have some nutritive value. All right. Yeah, it's not rancid. It's a little bit wilted, but it's not rancid. It's actually quite good. I'd make soup out of this if I was living in Manila, eating pag pag. We talked about that last week, pag pag. Oh, the political thing is working for me. Are you kidding me? Oh, it's been successful. You have no idea. I'm on track, guys. You're going to see a lot more of me. Trust me. It's going to be a good thing. All right, so we're going to put a little olive oil in that pan that's hot and keep it to about no more than just a tablespoon, because remember, you're cutting your costs. Olive oil isn't cheap. Just a tablespoon. That's all you need. Now, I'm not going to put this in the pan. The broccoli's not going in the pan. The celery is going in the pan. Just treat it with defiance. Just set it right in there. Just say, I defy that celery. Next comes the onion. Gently peel back the surface of a medium onion. And by the way, I buy my onions in bulk. I get 2.5 pounds for $1.49. So this onion is no more than about 10 cents, really, maybe 20. Nice big chunks. You want to go chunky, about bigger than 1/4 inch. All right. through there. And throw that on the pan. And go ahead and just let that set for a while. In fact, take it up to level 6 right now. Just get that, we're gonna kind of like push this really fast. Both things are at level 6 right now. Live, bong, and prosper. That's pretty funny. William Shatner. Well, if you have dietary constrictions, just go less on the pasta and more on the veggies, Corey. Yeah. I call it flex eating. Flex cooking too. Yeah, I'm going light on the pasta today, so we're going to be more on the broccoli. We're going to pre-cook the broccoli in the hot water. That's the goal. You know, I've got a pan that's a little hotter than this. This one right here is not really quick enough for me, so I'm just going to go. I'm going to make this pan size smaller. I'm going to put that whole thing right in here, like that. Yeah, I'm not really happy with the speed at which this is going to cook in the bigger pan. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the smaller pan, and I'm going to add a little water to this, filtered water. There you go. All right. Yeah, you can hear it almost instantly kind of kick off, because let's do this just in general. Anytime we see we don't need a big pan, we're just going to go to the smaller pan. And always keep a big pan and a smaller pan in your kitchen, because you may have guests over and you may have to cook for a few people. All right. All right, as usual, we're going to use the Italian seasoning blend, which I've always gone to, which you can buy in bulk at any major store. And we're going to put that right in there right now. Italian herb. Give it a nice sprinkle, no more than you know, a quarter of a teaspoon. You're cooking for yourself. You're not trying to save an entire army of ailing men dying of pneumonia. Sorry. Add peas. That's a great idea. You know, if you don't have broccoli, and your broccoli is so much longer to cook, now is a perfect time to add peas to those. Even put frozen peas. Yeah. But I agree. Let's put some peas in there. Up, in fact, you can throw them in frozen right now in that pan. I pick up this organic green peas, big bag like this. So we're talking 5 pounds for $5.99 on sale at Costco. So about $1 for a 12-ounce package at the dollar store. That's the big difference. So I'll just take a little bowl of peas right here. Yeah. Good idea. Thank you. Add some complexity to this pasta primavera. Okay. It doesn't have to be a lot. It's for one person, so just throw it right in on top of the vegetables over here. Yeah. Organic, less pesticides. You don't have to worry about dying of tumors in your colon when you're eating. Or unless you'd rather die of tumors in your colon. Would you prefer that? Because they have that with the genetically modified pesticide-ridden food. Yeah. Wow, we got a full boil going over here. And look at that. This is ready to start cutting up. I'm going to take the stalk off. You don't need all this broccoli. You could use half of this for a guy living alone. So, just so you know. Take that whole top right there and just drop it in the hot boiling water. But take off the sprigs as you go. See how I'm pulling them off? Just sprig them off. Take off the sprigs. Yeah, and then you can also take the, if you really want to, you can take a little salt and throw it in the water. It's good to have a little salt. So I'm going to add Himalayan sea salt here. You don't mind, do you? Just a pinch from the mountains of Himalaya. The 100% natural, untreated, hand-selected gourmet grade. This is nature's purest salt, deposited on the seabed 250 million years ago. Hey, buddy, you're not allowed to come in here and do that. That's not cool. You have been banned. You take a pinch of this salt and put it in the water. All right, putting that away. Isn't this nice? It's relaxing to cook on your own and not have, you know, have to worry about anything. Yeah, free expression. That wasn't free expression. That was spam. Free spam. All right, so I hope a lot of you are starting to think about non-GMO food and organic food. I know I have, and 58 years now I've been living in a pristine environment in my own mind. But now with the advent of Fukushima and the aerial drift of Roundup across the globe, nobody's getting good, clean food anymore. We're all contaminated with Roundup. Right. We got a nice thing going on here. You don't even have to lift the cover on that. You got beautiful chicken. The chicken does not take too long to cook. I'm going to go ahead and dice this up and put it in the pan. See that? I'm going to put this into the pan with the peas. Sometimes you get a little husk on there. You don't want the husk. That's kind of leathery. So just kind of shave it off. Isn't that nice? Shave it off. And this is the best part of the broccoli, which is filled with B vitamins and calcium and is loaded with such amazing nutrition. We read a statistic last week that blew my mind. Yeah, just kind of a nice tight dice on those because they're going to cook toward the end of the process. All right, they're going right in with the peas, the frozen peas, and they're all cooking together now. And we'll give it a little stir. Nice. Yeah, on top of that hot bed of vegetables, we're going to put beautiful chicken breast, which I'm going to cover with a little bit of soy sauce. See my spray bottle of soy sauce? Really light, very light amount of soy sauce. You don't want to cook with a lot because it's very salty. I'm going to use some Patti LaBelle's no salt blend. Just plain good. And I'm reaching the bottom of my barrel here. Look at that. That's got turmeric in it and lots of good spices that Patti LaBelle put in there. Yeah, and then I'm going to take that right there. And I'm going to slap it right down on the pan like that. Face down with the herbs on the bottom side. I'm going to top it off with herbs. And you can use other things like onion powder. That's always fun. I have to use this up. It's going to take me forever. Have you ever had one of those, that's cooking on its own right now. Have you ever had one of those containers? This is one of those containers. It's just the onions are so solid in there that I could use this in the middle of the woods and live for an entire winter off of this onion container, just rehydrating it. Patti LaBelle is great. She's got her own line of food. She's still producing food. She did really well. Yeah, I was blown away by the taste of her seasoning. That's right, man. She's a very successful businesswoman. All right, you got that, man. All right, we're almost there. You remember those broccoli that we had going? Well, they're almost cooked. The florets are almost done. So over here we've got a bit of pasta I'm going to grab. And this, like I said, this is a $1 box of pasta. You could literally live 10 days out of this box, one guy. So you figure this is pretty full in there, right? You can see it's stock full. You kind of grab your hand like this. and you pull out no more than about 1/10 of that box. That's all you need for one person. This is a sizable amount of pasta. I mean, this will fill you up for one person. I'm going to put that in my boiling water with my broccoli. And I'm going to break it off like this. Just right in there. Put it right on top, and then just kind of shuffle it down to the bottom. And then cover it up, because remember, you don't have a lot of water in there. But you're cooking rather fast, and you're in a kind of a military situation where you may not have a lot of food, or you may not have a lot of heat too. Because this is one of the kind of meals that you can make anywhere in an urban environment situation where you are a prepper. Now see how much you got left in that box there? I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. I mixed a couple different brands in there, so I use this as my go-to box. But believe me, that's all the pasta you need. And once you put it in that container, you want to start moving it around. Now it's cooking really well with all the broccoli water in there. And that happens to be, I think it was angel hair. I'm not sure. Let me see. Vermicelli. It was, no, thin spaghetti. That's fairly thick. When they use thin spaghetti, it's fairly thick. Now see my chicken here, right there? I'm going to take pepper and add pepper to this. But one of the tricks you can do when you're making a pasta dish at this point is to, if you don't have anything, add pepper, just a light amount of pepper. You can also use paprika, but don't use too much of that. I am going to do something really, yeah. I think I've got my Cholula in here. There it is. Okay, great. Gotcha. Sarah has, we just picked up this basil pesto right here at Trader Joe's. No, this is actually Costco. Sorry, we went to Costco. We avoided the Trader Joe's down in Silver Lake. It's so sad what happened to the owner of the manager died, you know. She stood up to that guy with a bullet. Man. You know, I'm not going to break open the basil pesto because I've got some chimichurri, which is one of the best things to have around in your apartment or your house if you want some real taste in your meal. Pesto is ideal. Chimichurri is something you can sit in the cupboard practically. It's got a little vinegar in it, I believe. Non-GMO soybean oil vinegar, crushed red pepper, spices. It's got the right mix that makes everything tasty. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. Another thing you could use is something like, you know, dressing. It's typical salad dressing, but we're not talking about a lot, just a little. All right, watch what I do now. We're going to take a little pepper and cover it up. Just do a light sprinkle. That gives it kind of a look, that look of pasta. That look of chicken that looks decent. I'm going to just put a very light, no more than a teaspoon of the chimichurri goes right on top of the breasts. There we go, maybe a tablespoon. Then flip them over. Yeah. Hello. Okay, there you go. And then turn everything off. You now turn off everything. Everything. All your dishes turn off. Your pasta is already cooked. Your broccoli is already embedded in the pasta. You're getting your vegetables into your pasta, so it's not as bad as a bad carbo. And these are very healthy carbos. They have like a spelt, more fiber than your standard carbo. I'm talking to the microphone. I should be talking to the camera. Anyway, that's the basic rundown of what we have here. And when we pull all this together, you're going to see a massive meal. This is enough for 2 people. I was kind of, you know, throwing one person out there, but you're going to see a man mountain meal, big enough for a man. That's right. Your man will be completely filled up to the brim after eating this meal. Sorry. Okay, we're good. And it didn't take more than a half an hour to do this, you know? You ready to do it? We're almost done. That chicken's cooking on the inside now. It's pushing up. The flavors are imbuing inside the chicken. All that chimichurri is at the bottom of the chicken going up into it now. Thank you very much. Excuse me? Did you say a negative thing about me? I'm sorry, that's a bannable offense. You've been kicked out. You know, I'm trying to remain positive as we head into the worst, darkest time in American history. And these people come in here and they're so negative. They just don't realize that they're lucky to have me. Yeah, negative Nancy's, exactly. No, we're not taking calls right now, but we will be on Skype later. We're opening up our Skype show. David, if you did get that dish at Goodwill, it would cost you millions. Oh yeah, you're right. Well, that's an old Corel dish. Would you prefer I use a paper plate? I can get paper plates out too. You know, I can feed lots of people this way. I mean, you multiply these portions by 10 and you've got enough to feed 20 people, really. They get smaller portions though, and you say, no, you can't have seconds. That's all you get. Yeah. We are taking calls shortly, but Sarah's on the phone. She's got a long conversation with her university. She's involved in a deep conversation talking about politics. No, actually, she's talking about her education. Well, you know, with respect to you, I did buy the broccoli at 99 cents a pound. It's already broken up and it's sitting in the water. And it is virtually turned into a wonderful mix of pasta primavera. Let me bring everything together and I'll show you the whole thing. And by the way, this might cost you some Parmesan. All right, we got some old Parmesan that we're going to bring into this meal. You can top this dish off right now with Parmesan. Since it's hot, just go ahead and top it off. Give it a couple sprinkles. All right. Let me get the colander. We'll reposition the camera for the water here. The pasta's coming out. Beautiful. Not a lot of water, really. It was soaked right up into the pasta. I'm going to lay this out on the platter. Okay. Any kind of residual water and pasta, you want to get that out of there too. You don't want to let it cling. If you don't swirl it around, whoops, sorry, it clings to the side and it's really hard to get off. Okay, we're going to take and separate all the pasta nicely. Now, some people put a little olive oil on this. I'm going to bring the broccoli on top like this. Take the entire dish. Oh, are you looking at my feet? Remember we talked about that? Take the entire dish and just put it right on top. Okay. There you go. So do you think you could feed one person or 3 people with that? Because I'm willing to go to $2 if you're willing to go to 2 for 3. Okay. I agree. A lot of the ingredients were a little bit more expensive if you don't shop around. It's true. And I put a little Parmesan on top too. I like to take these meals, and what I do is I have a couple of these platters for, you know, big deals like this, but I'm going to cover it up like that. Make sure the platter's clean here. I don't know how that got dirty. All right, so we're done. Are you done here? We're done here. So you can agree I can feed 3 people with this? Okay. We're gonna go to $2 because I showed you how I could put this into $1 and you said, no, Dave, you can't do that. No. I just did a $2 meal and made 3 meals for you, your mom, and your dad. Yeah. And you just wowed everybody. And believe me, that breasted chicken is fine for them, protein-wise. Yes, you don't need to eat too much, okay? I know. You can afford $2 for 3 meals. Hey, we'll see you in a bit. I'm going to go into the other room. I'm going to sign off here. Thank you for watching our recorded broadcast, and the re-edited version will be coming soon as well from last week. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.